What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Al King, back on that again with another banger for y'all out here today there, y'all. Guys, we gonna have fun with this one. And guys, like I said in my last video, excuse the voice, your boy's still a little sick. I got that stuffy nose, but we gonna wing it like a motherfucker out here today there, y'all. Welcome on back to the channel. And y'all, we gonna have fun with this one here. Guys, we gotta talk about, I just pulled this shit out of thin air last night. I was just sleeping and daydreaming. I was like, ooh, you know, it'd be cool, or at least just funny to just talk about. It was just so random. I say, you know what, let me just do a video on this. But guys, take a step back. For 1 second, imagine if Candace Owens was in the boys' universe. How will it go? Will she even survive? And most importantly, as in the thumbnail, how could she potentially bring the Seven to their knees and Homelander in tears, begging her not to expose him and everybody in the boys? Well, should I say the Seven? Now let's get on into this. So now the version of Candace Owens we're going to be talking about today, guys, we're going to be talking about maximum Candace Owens. We're not talking about old Candace Owens. We're going to be talking about the Candace Owens right now in the present, maximum Candace Owens is what we're going to call her, because as you guys remember, she basically went toe to toe with the Daily Wire after she got fired. And guess what? She won that shit. She fucking cooked all of them, especially Andrew Clavin. And man, just had a blast with that shit. And guess what? The views has never been the same. And when you think about it, when you look at her, basically when she used to, like be joined forces and used to work together with the Daily Wire, low key, she kind of already experienced her own version of the Seven in the boys, low key. Obviously without all the horrific atrocities that we have seen in the boys. But take a step back for a second. You know, let's look at this. We got Jeremy Boren. He's pretty much Stan Edgar, pretty much. And then we got Ben Shapiro, Homelander, pretty much right over there. We got, who else we got? We got Matt Walsh. Fuck it, we'll throw him as Black Noir. I mean, we'll make him as Black Noir. And who else we got? Oh, Michael Knowles. Yeah, we're going to make him the Deep for sure. Yeah, that boy definitely the Deep. But just to name a few. So she already went toe-to-toe with the Daily Wire, exposed them, won. And on top of that, others like Brett Cooper has left as well, another big name. So the view count is going down with the Daily Wire, honestly. Now, how could a person like this, Candace Owens, survive in the boys' universe? Hear me out. Now, why on earth could she even potentially survive? Because it is possible. She might just survive the boys' universe. Candace Owens is a very, very smart individual, and she's going to fact check. She's going to do all the details she need to do. And most importantly, she's going to come with them fucking facts. Now, how on earth would she even come across the boys? I mean, come across the Seven. So the Seven, the Vault, how would she even make her way to coming across them, or even working, with the Seven? Is it even possible? Now, you got to remember, if we take a look back with Candace Owens in the Daily Wire, you guys remember how big her platform, was. 9 point some million, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was almost 10 million or around that. So she's got already a pretty big name for herself. And even after detaching from the Daily Wire, she still got alone, like just raw her, 3 point something million alone. So she's got the influence, and that can be very, very powerful for something as big like the Seven. And on top of that, when you look at the Seven, look at Homelander, for example. The main patriot that that he tries to be for the American people. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Vault, Stan Edgar, or and just like big people reach out to her, who work with the Seven, and be a spokesperson for them, and always trying to make basically trying to make the Seven look good as much as possible. Now, Candace is definitely a major free thinker at this point. So realistically, if she was in the boys universe, she probably wouldn't even have nothing to do with the seven and working with them in terms of like just being a spokesperson, working in the building and stuff, just being an employee, chatting with Homelander and stuff like that. Excuse me. Yeah, like, and the reason why I say she probably most likely realistically wouldn't, and that's really because she's such a free thinker. But at the same time, we got to keep in mind, guys, she has a big following and she's very, very influential, and she still goes for that more patriotic, American, yeah, like for the people type of mindset. And that's the persona that Homelander and a lot of the seven is trying to go for, especially Homelander. And it like been like very good with the marketing, everything. And seeing the Volt or just the seven trying to reach out to somebody like her, like check off some boxes and stuff with the company, with the Volt and everything. Stan Edgar, I can see him reaching out to Candace Owens and being like, hey, we want you to be a spokesperson. We're gonna pay you a lot of money, and you can speak on whatever you want. I think that's how they'll exactly do it. But at the same time, I feel like it will still be an issue long term, knowing how Candace Owens is. I feel like she's gonna see Homelander do something that horrific that she was not expecting at all. Like for instance, like heck, outside of even the Volt, if we fast forward to Homelander when he first brought his son into the crowd and everything to a big protest group, here comes one protester, walked up there, and the protesters was like fascists and just basically shaming Homelander in front of his son. And what does Homelander do? He blasts him with his lasers, killed the person right then and there. And then guess what? His son was like, yeah. And then the whole crowd just started cheering on. You think Candace Owens is really gonna rock with that? Hell no. Like no. Yeah, like she's easily gonna spot the corruption within the Volt and the Seven super early on. But let's just say she does stay all the way up to season 4 and still remains a solid spokesperson for the Seven and everything, making them look good as possible. I think she would stay if she needed to expose them over time. This is where the title of my thumbnail comes into play, because she could potentially bring all the Seven down to their knees if she stay around and collect a lot of information and build enough trust with all of them. She could bring them all down to their knees. Because one thing with Candace Owens, she's going to come with them facts. And she's going to bring them down. She's going to bring them down. But she's going to be very, very smart about it. Because, like, she don't want to be spreading rumors. She don't want to be talking behind nobody's back. Because we saw what happened with A-Train when he just mumbled something behind Homelander back. Motherfucker almost got his wig split. So Candace Owens know not to do nothing like that in such a chaotic world like The Boys, and seeing how ruthless the Seven can be. So automatically, yeah, she's gonna have to move with very a lot of caution, and she's gonna have to gather so much dirt on every last one of them, especially Homelander. Even though Homelander has a horrific past for sure, but at the end of the day, the dude is horrible. They all done unspeakable things, and I feel like Candace is gonna be definitely observing all of that, and then one day she's just going to speak out and expose it and bring it all to the forefront. Now, there is one threat she do have to worry about: how close she get to the Seven and certain things she may say at times, because the Seven might be paying attention and be like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. So like Homelander will definitely be watching her like a hawk for sure, and who knows, he could even go after her. And just wipe her out of the equation, like for sure. But at the same time, this is a very smart individual, so I think she would just learn them and just stay out the way. And yeah, I think Candace might just survive being around the Seven and seeing the atrocities that they do. It's just gonna add up. She's gonna take notes, and then fully expose everything. And then as for the Compound V and all this, like basically what made Homelander and all the experimental stuff that made Soldier Boy and all that stuff. Obviously, Candace, most likely if she was in the boys universe, she would most likely be against Compound V and all this experimental stuff behind closed doors that just everyday people are, just going through. So yeah, obviously she'll be against all of that, but at the same time she would be intrigued, because when you see Homelander get out there on a speech and and he just says what he says, it can come off pretty good at one time. And so there will be times where she might actually respect Homelander, but half the time she's gonna be like, this dude is a maniac. But how can I expose all of this without getting myself knocked off, getting my wig split? I think that would be interesting if we had a character, if we had Candace Owens in the boys, and seeing how she would operate against the Seven. And no powers, but just a smart mind coming with the facts. And heck, she's very, very huge in the political spectrum. So that can do the Seven alone a big advantage. And with her massive following as well, that can also help as well. So Candace could stand a decent chance in the boys universe if we're talking about she protected by the political spectrum. And on top of that, just the amount of people that already know her and know what she's about, knowing that just as much as a free thinker as she is, maybe it's a 50-50 chance she might make it, and then another 50-50 chance she may not make it the very first season. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. And one more thing I do want to say too, I do wonder, one of the things that could raise suspicion if we had Candace in the boys universe. Imagine for a second, let's take a look at y'all remember that one scene with Homelander where he basically didn't save anybody on that plane, and that thing crashed, and then apparently no survivors. Well, what if somebody recorded, or better yet, what if Candace really wanted to do some dirt on the boys? On the Seven, and go to the wreckage and really dissect and try to find as much information as possible. Anybody recording, if she can find a solid recording of Homelander saying what he said about all those people on the plane and expose that, oh man, nobody would ever look at the Seven, especially Homelander, the same ever again. But hey, Candace would be potentially a beast if she was a character in the boys. But y'all, let me know what y'all think of this. It is your boy Al King. Like and subscribe, share. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this type of videos. I just pulled this out of thin air, and I say, you know what, this is gonna be funny to just make and just have fun with. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this.
Possess all your dreams, a demon preys on the weak. You better watch out for me. Mistakes were made, you will see. You should've never crossed me, cause now you'll never stop me. Revenge was my call.